Microphone check. Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Carla Marie, how are you doing?
I'm great.
Got a nice, calm show today.
Like as Elvis would say, it's just us, lock the doors.
Something like that.
Anybody?
Olgie, thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate that. 39 months. Random Tuesday Eras show today? Huh? Is there an Eras tour today?
Probably. Yeah, Tuesday. That's weird.
Why?
She's only been doing like Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, or
Weekend shows?
that also sucks because that means she hasn't had that much rest in between.
I think she'll be all right.
Like I can't walk the next morning after a Seahawks game. I can't imagine prancing around a stage.
Well,
Louboutins.
that's because you don't have the rest of the year to just train for that. Level 5 complete. Is that so?
What I do wish is that someone would put a Fitbit on her so we can see how many
Tracker?
calories she burns and how many miles she walks on the stage.
I don't know why the notification on screen said we reached level 5 when the hype train on the chat says we're in level 3.
Well, what is it?
Level 3? 52%. There's apparently some new Twitch mechanism that allows you to maybe put words on screen with someone. There's like a bunch of weird things that they're rolling out. I've got to look more into it. But you pay with bits, I think, for like little specific actions.
Jan and Lisa. Oh, Jess from Minnesota.
Jess, thank you very much. Gifted 2 subs.
We should play the video of Kevin Hart.
Oh, that
He's
was
on
good.
With Kai,
Yeah.
streamer.
10,
Kai Sinet.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning and welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show. My name is Anthony.
I'm Carla Marie.
PA Marie, bars of soap and white bread. All right, show's over. See you guys later. Carla Marie had me put bars of soap and white bread on the list for today, which could be the 2 most boring things
that
I can
a
write
grocery
down.
list?
That is what it looks like. So, first off, thank you to everyone who hung out with us yesterday. It was a pretty cool show. We had Omar from Egypt, who is traveling the world. He's omar.nok on Instagram, has 350,000 followers or something crazy. People who are following him as he travels across Asia from Egypt to Japan. Basically, taking the poor man's route, if you will, right? Like nothing fancy, nothing flashy, no flights.
Yeah, it's when you start watching his videos, you quickly realize I could never and would never do this. Like I love watching him do it and learning from what he's doing. Never in my life do I need to do this.
You know what I did learn from him, though? And I think we all know it in the back of our minds, but delayed gratification is not something anyone is good at anymore. Delayed gratification is not something that's accepted around the world, especially here in America, I should say, right? Here in America, it's like, well, I want that thing now, so I'm going to order it on Amazon Prime. It'll be here in 13 hours.
I'm going to take a flight.
Right? Or I'm gonna order that I don't feel like spending 30 minutes to go get my food. I'm going to order it, wait 20 minutes and pay $1 million in fees. The reason I bring that up is because this man's going to be traveling for over a year from Egypt to Japan. And he had apparently done the same thing. I didn't even know about this in South America. And I asked him, I said, how do you afford this? Right? Did you work a lot or make a lot of money, whatever? And he basically said he had a decent job in Europe for a while, but he always lived below his means. He said, even when I got multiple promotions after I got my job, I never moved out of the same apartment.
He lived like a student.
Yeah. And that afforded him the freedom to do what he's doing now, where he can travel. God bless you. He can travel across the world. God bless you.
It's true.
And what?
Bless you, it's true.
What does that mean?
If someone sneezes when you're saying something, it means it's the truth.
The fact that he lived so far below his means, and I'm sure he was still living a decent life, right? It's not like he was living in a tent off the side of the freeway. Right. But I think if we all took that advice and said, I don't know if we need all of the stuff that we have, right?
It's true.
Do you need to buy every bedazzled shirt you find on Etsy? I don't know. Someone's doing that right now. Probably your mom. I think we would understand, or we would not understand, we would have so much more financial freedom to do the things like Omar does, right?
I mean, yeah, I posted this video recently of if overconsumption was visible. Mm-hmm. And it was showing someone walking down the street with like 10 hats on their head, 8 pairs of sunglasses, all these shirts, all these purses, I don't know, all these shoes, whatever. And it was like a bunch of people walking around like that. And it's like, it's so unnecessary.
Yeah.
I don't need all these sweatshirts. I don't need all these things. And it's also one of the reasons why I really do like renting clothes, like the sustainability part of it. Of like, this is a new shirt and I didn't have to pay for it. Like,
cool shirt.
Yeah. And
it looks like you stole it from a hippie in the 70s.
It's something my dad would have also.
Or that, yeah.
But like it's not a shirt I want to wear all the time. I think it's like
yeah, I don't want you to wear that shirt all the
time.
time.
But I think it's like $150 shirt. Like I would never, right?
Which is silly, right?
Right. And when you rent the clothes, you get it obviously at a much lower rate. It's all designer stuff, whatever.
Ooh.
But if I loved the shirt and I wanted to buy it, and then I love every shirt and I want to buy my whole closet's full, and then you get sick of everything that you have because you keep re-wearing it, and then you donate it, and it just ends up in a landfill.
Yeah. Jess from Minnesota has a great quote in the chat. She said, I live by the all this clutter used to be money rule.
Oof.
Really makes you think about buying stuff. And it's so hard now, too, because, like I said, everything is so easy to get, right? And there's a dupe for everything. Right? So even if you see that shirt and maybe it's $150, someone on Temu is stealing all of your information and selling you that shirt for 16 cents. Yeah. And it can get to you so fast that it almost, I think the fact that we can just press a button and it shows up oftentimes the next day, it makes you feel like none of this is real.
100%.
Right? Because you're not going to the mall and spending time and sifting through things and then walking out with a bag and seeing that number come up on a cash register or whatever. So maybe if we all
clutter used to be money.
Yeah. My goal is to remember what Omar said yesterday about living below your means and thinking about the freedom that he has right now to just travel the world and see it however he wants to see it and take that with me every day.
Like imagine having that luxury.
We could. That's the crazy thing. We could. Now, I do spend money on travel, especially this year is going to be nuts because of the weddings and the bachelor parties and all the stuff I'm going to, which I'm super excited to do. But I find myself now like, scrolling through Instagram, right? Going through Instagram stories, what pops up every like 5th story? An ad. And sometimes it's just cool stuff. And I end up on those websites and I always have something in my cart and I have to forcefully remind myself, no, you don't need that thing. You didn't even know that thing existed 60 seconds ago.
Should I just stop doing what's trending?
No, because no one has to buy it.
Instead of what's trending every day, I'm going to read that quote.
It's just the same exact quote every single day. I don't know. It's just something to think about as you move forward through life. What was the quote from Jess? I already forgot
All of this clutter used to be money.
All of this clutter used to be money.
I'm going to go say that to my parents as soon as I get to the house.
Oh, man. They got so much money.
So much clutter.
So much old money. And then not only did we have Omar on the show, we had Kwame and Marshall from Love is Blind, and they were awesome.
Yeah, they're just normal dudes.
I feel like, speaking of travel, they could do a travel show together. Just the two of them.
No, we should have told them that you were picked to be cast for Love is Blind. People reached out to you.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Could have been you.
They slid into my DMs, the Love is Blind people. I've been asked by a couple of shows, a couple of like those dating reality.
What other shows?
I can't. Sometimes they don't actually get made. They're just like casting directors who are looking.
Or sometimes it'll say a dating show. It won't tell you which one.
Yeah. But I've gotten either between DMs and emails, I've gotten, I think, 3 or 4 of those shows that have reached out at different times.
I just want to go on one not a dating show, but a reality show that films for like a week, and then I come back.
No, I want to go on one that films for like a year.
No.
Because think about it. You're not spending any money that whole year.
But you're not making any money.
Maybe. What if there's $1 million prize at the end?
You got to win then.
Yeah. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to win.
I want to go on like a game show, like Global Guts.
That'd be cool.
I'd crush all those kids now.
Let's see, Jess. Oh no, this is to Tacoma Swifty from Jess. I loaded my book outlet cart with books during their sale, but I don't really need any since our library is great. That's also another thing my brother does really well. Is my brother Justin is very good about using the Ridgewood Library in New Jersey for so many things that I didn't even know they did, like renting tools.
Yep.
For different jobs.
For free.
Getting seeds. There's a seed library in some libraries. He asked me because he's going to go skydiving.
What?
I believe soon. I don't know when, but
in New Jersey.
I don't know if he's traveling this weekend. I don't really know what anyone does, but he asked. The reason I do know that is because he called me to ask for my GoPro. He said, "Oh, I was going to rent one from the library, but I remembered you had one, so maybe yours is better." I was like, that's crazy that the library is even, like, you don't need to buy a GoPro for your one crazy vacation. You could just go to the library and get one in some libraries.
Do you have to put a credit card down?
I don't know how to, I'm sure there's some way.
Because if not, I'll just steal every GoPro from every library.
I'm sure people do that as well.
Yes, you can. Meg is right. You can rent subscriptions to streaming services.
Wow.
So if there's like just one documentary you want to watch, like if you really want to watch the Bon Jovi one on Hulu, or you want to binge Only Murders in the Building, whatever. All right, I'll take it for a month.
I got to do a better job of seeing what because I know the Seattle Public Library is a good one.
Do you have a card? It's actually one of the most beautiful. I think it's ranked one of the most. The main one is ranked one of the most beautiful buildings, I think, in America.
I have no idea. I've never been. Have you been?
No, but I have a card.
Where'd you get your card from?
The website.
Oh, you just didn't even go in person.
They don't give you a person card.
They have to give you an in-person card.
It's all digital.
Bastards. Well, whatever. They're still doing some cool stuff.
Yeah, I would love to go to a library.
And I think now, especially with, inflation and just housing prices are through the roof, all of that stuff, people are finally realizing that all of these digital companies that promised us so much have just been kind of like nickel and diming us for the last 10 years. And people are starting to not just cut cable, but cut out the streaming services, cut out all the different things that they've signed up for over the years that don't really bring value. And I just saw that apparently for a couple months in a row, you know what the biggest streaming service was? Tubi.
Because it's free, right?
The free one. More than Netflix, more than, maybe not more than Netflix, but more than Disney Plus.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's free.
Makes so much sense.
Scotty says that you do get a physical library card.
Cool.
So
I'm doing it.
Bam, look what I got.
I'm doing it.
Also, wait, there was something I was going to say about the library. Oh, even if you aren't going to go to your library, you're like, I'm never going to do that. I don't want free things, whatever.
Yeah.
You should still sign up online for your local library and request a library card. It is free.
Yeah.
Because the more members your library has, the more, not necessarily the more government funding that goes there, but each year it's looked at like, oh, you have less members this year. We're not giving you as much funding. And then other people who really do love doing these things lose access. So if you could just help out your local library by just signing up for 3 minutes, that would be great.
There was something I was reading a couple of weeks ago. And it was like, I'm so glad libraries became a thing when they did, because imagine trying to pitch the idea of a library to a local government today.
They'd be like, no.
Right?
No. Sorry, what kind of books are you going to put in there?
No,
we need to approve every book.
Who's going to pay for this? What's its benefit? Blah, blah, blah. Like, it's a library. It's a good thing for society.
Yeah. Imagine.
But if someone came up with the idea of libraries today, they would be like laughed out of whatever government building they were in.
Who invented the library?
I mean, they've been around for centuries. Centuries and centuries and centuries. Are you looking that up? Like,
What
where was the first
one?
public library?
When were libraries invented? Benjamin Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin did not invent the public library?
He established the first lending library in America in 1731.
In America.
Libraries made up of written books as opposed to Greek in the 5th century.
There you go.
5th century.
There you go.
What are we in now? 22nd? 21st?
The other thing I want to do, and I've talked about
this?
21st. The other thing I want to do, and I've talked about this for a long time, is kind of going back to just clutter and getting rid of stuff. I think when I'm back from Japan, because I want to be able to do it consistently for maybe a month, I want to take a book that I've read, post it to my Instagram story, and post it to OfferUp, and just offer it for $5. That which covers like shipping on OfferUp.
Why would someone do that if they go to their free library?
Well, I'm just trying to get rid of my stuff.
Okay, well, so no.
Why?
Because the books are part of our decor.
But the children love the books.
But we should do the thing, and we can start it when you get back, although it's going to be off because then we're starting in the middle of the month, but whatever. Day 1, you donate one thing.
Okay.
Day 2, 2 things.
I don't know if I want to like donate too much because I want to like sell some stuff.
Or no, sorry. No, you can sell too. But you have to post it.
Get rid of 1 or 2 things. Okay.
No, then day 3, it's 3 things.
Yeah.
4. Last day, you got to do 30 things.
Okay. Done.
I'd actually rather go in reverse.
Start with 30?
Yeah.
It's a.
I got 30 articles of clothing that are not going to probably fit.
It's hard to go 0 to 30 like that, though. I think it's much easier to go 1 through 30, which doesn't sound a lot when you say that out loud. But if you know what I'm talking about, it makes sense.
Also, we can put, we have little libraries here. I don't know if other parts of the country have that. We can just put our books.
I think other cities have them. I don't know if they're like across America. Do you guys have they're basically like little bookshelves throughout the city that people can just leave books on and then people can take them.
I've also tried
covered, obviously,
to donate books at the North Arlington Library. When I was home last, I called and I was like, hey, we had cleaned out a bunch of stuff in my parents' house. And I said, do you take donations? And they said, no, they do not take book donations. So they must be booming.
Business is booming. Run Like a Husky said, wow, I'm surprised so many people are still doing the library. I didn't think it was a thing anymore. We have a bunch of little libraries, little library boxes here, says Run Like a Husky. Then,
do we need to do like a Carla Marie Anthony show movement where we, like, it's summer, right? This is the time to read. Summer reading. You got to get at least one book. And then we post about it and we start telling everyone posts. We share it. Libraries are cool.
Okay, it's Meg, not Megan, said we have one at our beach. Jess from Minnesota, we have them here in the middle of nowhere. Martha said we have little libraries. Mergen, we have them all over Ohio.
Like if they were in New Jersey, I think they would get kicked over.
Texas Chris in Austin said there's a little library stand in my neighborhood.
Should we build one?
I feel like there's one like in any direction within like 3 blocks of us.
There's no one by us.
You want like in front of the house. Yeah, apparently a lot of people have them.
I saw one that someone posted in the Facebook group for our neighborhood that they were putting a craft library. And I was like, it's too far now. I don't need your arts and crafts. I don't even want my own arts and crafts.
Oh, like things that they make? Yeah, I don't want your garbage.
But then you go put your own craft in there.
Fred the Mailman said lots of little libraries on my route, which brings me to a question. Fred, have you taken any of the books or given any of the books on your route? Because I would imagine if you pass the same little library every day and there's like one book that, piques your interest.
Give them somebody's bill.
Why not? Give them someone's bill. Let's see. Littlefreelibrary.org. This is a link that Sunali sent. Find world map.
Wait, are these all the little libraries in the world? It's literally what it's called, but
it says there's.
You're not allowing it to know your house.
Oh yeah, block my location. Okay, well let's take a look at Minneapolis real quick. and see what they got there.
So can we make this the summer of libraries, and then everyone gets a free personal pizza at the end?
I just spit. Yes, we probably could.
Guys, this is my natural curls.
Let's see. Bam, there it is. So man, there's a ton. Let's keep zooming out. What if I want to go to...
My mini library will only have books about cats. You put another book in there, and it's gone. Seattle has 50? 50.
I think that's just like the max that they put. But what if I want to find out what's in Kansas?
Let's see if Martha lied.
All right, I'm not going to sit here and go through all the little map locations. Man, we've just been talking about saving money in libraries this whole show so far.
The government should give us funding.
Us, personally?
Yes, because we talked about saving money. Big thing that they love for people.
I mean, we could talk about... Just because we
libraries.
talk about something doesn't mean they can give us any money, because we talk about a lot of things.
Yeah, but we talked about promoting libraries. They should give us government funding.
Let's get ourselves a library deal. Get that big library, that big library endorsement. I hear librarians are doing so well these days. I hear their lives are very easy.
Listen, we're going to need to keep libraries alive because we're not about to have a Department of Education or any public schools. So,
oh, man. All right. What do we got in the chat here?
oh, Fred did steal books, he said.
Oh, did he? I missed
I'm
that.
kidding. No. He said, I have 2 friends who have written children's books. I bought them and put them on my wall.
Oh, that's cool. That's pretty cool.
My sister's neighbor wrote a children's book.
And he also said, he said he's given books, not taken any.
Give a penny, take a penny.
What?
Give a penny, take a penny.
Oh, I've never used those little trays.
Oh, really? It's like
Yeah.
if you have to, well, when back in the day when
No,
we
I
used
understand what they're for.
to pay cash,
Yeah.
if something was like $20.01, you would just take a penny,
You know what other old school thing I want to start doing?
paying cash.
Using cash. I haven't purposefully used cash in years. I mean, if I'm at a casino, that's about the only time I have cash on me. It's not even that much. It's usually like $100.
Dave Ramsey, although I do not like that man,
Yeah.
says to cut up all your credit cards and only pay cash because then you know how much you're spending. But I
Yeah.
guess he's never, ever gone out in public anywhere because you can't pay cash.
Yeah.
And he thinks it's still 1985.
Yeah, Dave
can't
Ramsey, I'm sure that some of his things work. But I think there's also better financial people.
But
you
he's
can
also
follow.
very much like this generation doesn't have money because they go to Starbucks and eat avocado toast. That's his whole, he like still runs with that.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude.
No, and that's kind of what we were talking about before. There are things that we probably waste our money
But
on.
at least I'm eating that.
But if I go out to eat and I understand it's expensive,
Also, avocado toast is always the cheapest thing on the menu. That's what I don't understand.
I think the point is that you're buying fancy toast.
Speaking of,
what?
he thinks we should be eating white bread, I bet.
What?
Next on the list.
Oh, we're finally gonna get to the list. You know what?
What do you
Let's take our break real quick.
Right, meow?
Huh?
Now?
Yeah. We'll take our break really quick, and we'll come back and we'll talk about your thrilling suggestions today of P.A. Marie, bars of soap, and white bread.
Bars of soap is going to be the most heated conversation we've had in a month.
Listen, I can't even really complain because we've been talking about library cards before this. So we'll be right back. All right. Let's get back into this thing, shall we? Welcome back to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show. My name is Anthony.
I'm Carla Marie.
And this is the show. You are the show, so thank you for being here. And we didn't get to anything on this list before we started that ad break. So, Carla Marie, what do you want to do first?
Okay, so since I mentioned white bread, we'll go backwards.
Okay.
So it was just yesterday, I think, that you were making a sandwich and you...
Oh, hold on. Continue.
You, Anthony, actually said something like, I can't believe I ever ate white bread. Or something along those lines.
No, I was... I saw something on either TikTok or Instagram, which means you know it's real. But it was something about how, like, our version of white bread, like, you don't really find in other countries because it's not really considered, or it's not called bread.
But then when you think about it, like, it doesn't, when I think about a sandwich of white bread, it's not appealing to me anymore. And then I said to you, do you think people still buy white bread other than, like, my parents? Like, is our generation eating, you know, Wonder Bread? Or are we all whole wheat, multigrain? That's my question.
Yeast breads are eating. No, that's not what I want. Okay, the biggest difference between American breads versus European breads is the quality of the ingredients used in each bread. Standard store-bought American bread contains many preservatives and fillers that are banned in European countries. So the version of which you could say about a lot of foods in America.
Which is why so many Americans go to Europe and they talk about how they're gluten, they were able to eat things they couldn't eat here. And you find out it's not necessarily, it's not that we all have a gluten allergy, but there's a lot of stuff that is also in there that is just ripping up our insides. But when you go to Europe, like my sister was like, I drank a bottle of wine and woke up 8 a.m. the next morning like I was never drinking.
I remember your sister coming back from Italy, right?
Yeah.
And she was saying how she was eating things that in America would, like, they just knock you out, right? Like they put you to sleep basically because they're so heavy. And she said, we were eating all of these traditional Italian foods where we've had American versions of them. We didn't feel sluggish. We felt great, you know?
Well, we have so many sulfates in our wine, which I believe is to keep them fresher, longer. A lot of our foods, it's that.
I know nothing about wine.
But if you start drinking natural wines, I've talked to my chiropractor about this. We actually have a natural wine bottle shop nearby here. I think it's called Molly's Bottle Shop.
Okay.
You won't feel that. That's what makes you sick or makes you react. I think Tacoma Swift even said the same thing when she went to Italy about coming, like the food there was like super clean, if you will. But I just want to know if people still like going out of their way and buying the Wonder Bread. You
know what I used to do? And I would still do this, honestly, if I had this piece of equipment. My mom very early on, when I guess she realized she wasn't going to be able to make food for me every single day because she has a life, taught me how to use, you ever have those like little sandwich pocket makers?
Like,
it's kind of like a grilled cheese maker, but you basically stuff the bread with other things. So you would put 2 pieces of white bread down on this like kind of griddle looking thing.
Yeah.
Then you put some cheese, maybe some pepperoni in there. Then you put 2 more pieces of white bread on top to cover both of them. Then you close it and you leave it for a minute.
It's like a panini press kind of.
Yeah, basically. But it like cuts them into little triangles.
How old were you?
They still make these things. Here, I'll pull it up for you.
How old were you that year?
I don't know, 10 or 11. Oh. I was young. But I still made those when I moved out of my parents' house. And I moved into Jersey City. I had one of those machines, and that's what I would eat for lunch, every day.
Would love a panini press. Okay, so Janice592 might be the only person who said I still like white bread.
Yeah. I think a lot of people still eat white bread.
I'm not against people eating white bread. I feel like over the years, it was like drilled into our brains as millennials, like whole wheat bread, grain, like in diet culture, essentially. But then when you actually look at the nutrients, like they are better. But then when you compare us to other countries, we're just eating chemicals and plastic all day. So
a lot of people, let's see. It's Meg. It's Meg, not Megan, says, I love white bread. Right, Texas Chris said he still has it.
3 people. I do. It is very fluffy. Like that. You know?
Fred the Mailman said, peanut butter and jelly and grilled cheese are still white bread only. There is something about those sandwiches. Now, I've been using whole grain bread for a while. Thrilling conversation, I know. My only problem with whole grain bread, and the reason I actually would go back to white bread, knowing all the dyes and all the things that are put in it, is the crumbs. Whole grain, it's like it snows brown every time I use.
There's not glue keeping it together. Like
maybe there should be. It's just the crumbs everywhere.
Oh, Radio Fam with the mic drop.
Yeah.
Sourdough bread. She said I like sourdough bread for my, like in place of my. Oh wait, so you do white bread sourdough bread? All I know is sourdough bread is great if you have tummy issues. It tastes so good. There's no bread better. I really need to learn how to do the little sourdough starter.
There it is. I'm buying one of these, Carla Marie.
You can get it on Amazon for
$16. I know we just talked about the fact that I don't need to buy more things, but this is the
sandwich maker
that keeps on giving. You could buy it at Home Depot. This is great.
You can literally, you can do this in a pan. Like, it's how my dad makes his grilled cheese, and it's so good.
Stop it. You think I'm going to take out a pan to make a sandwich?
This is the problem we have.
Are you insane? Here, let's...
When's the last time you turned on the stove?
The stove?
Not even the oven.
I use the stove pretty often.
When?
I use it when I make eggs. I make tea.
No. When was the last time you did it?
Oh, not this week.
It's Tuesday.
Probably last week. Forgot what I made, but I did use the stove the stovetop last week. Here, let me put this on the screen really quick. How do I get this? There we go. Sandwich maker. Bam, that guy. Look at that. Look at those sandwiches.
You can do that in a pan.
Yeah, but they're not cut with and it seals up the edges. Look at those.
Maybe you can rent one from the library.
Do you not see those sealed edges, Carla Marie?
So you're making a Hot Pocket. So
I would take white bread. I would take American cheese, and I would take some Pepperidge Farm or whatever company makes the pepperoni bags. You know what I'm talking about?
I know that people still eat this cheese. I'm not shaming anyone for doing it, but my parents, every time I have cheese,
plastic cheese,
the cheese that comes individually wrapped.
I love it. I absolutely look at that
cheese
beautiful.
Should not be individually wrapped.
Why not?
Because it could not be more processed, and then it's wrapped in plastic.
Yeah, you have to protect it, right? If you bought a nice couch back in the day, what did you do? You wrapped it in plastic.
I'm not eating it.
But you wanted to protect
it. And in California, it can't come wrapped in plastic. All my stuff I love. It's like, if you live in California, this is illegal. Return it.
Listen. I can't fake it. I am who I am. I love myself some good old yellow American cheese.
Yeah, but deli American cheese is way better.
Don't give me the white American. It's different.
It's not dyed.
It's not. Yeah, I need that orange Kraft color. Oh man, it's so good. It's the same reason I still love Kraft mac and cheese.
It is great. I like that.
Every time I order mac and cheese at a restaurant, I'm disappointed because it's not the cheesiest.
Okay, so this goes to
I need the blue box.
This goes to what I was talking about in the Morning Show podcast.
What?
That we become addicted to these ultra processed foods because of the additives and everything in there, and you become addicted to that, so that more natural or other less bad things don't taste good to us.
I don't know if it's the fact. Okay, when it comes, I can't believe we're having this conversation. When it comes specifically to mac and cheese, I think the reason I don't like restaurant style mac and cheese is because it's not because it's not the blue box. It's because they give you baked mac and cheese.
You don't like
I don't like baked. I want a gooey mac and cheese
powder.
Even my mom growing up would make mac and cheese with Velveeta. Right? She would just take like that brick of cheese, drop it in there, but she would do mac and cheese and broccoli, which is actually very good.
It is so good. It's like a broccoli cheddar soup with noodles.
When I go back to New Jersey, I might request it. That
That
golden goodness of Velveeta cheese.
My stomach, that would be the end for me.
And I will say,
literal end, I would be out for 2 days.
I know a lot of people love the Kraft singles, right? Carla Marie doesn't like it, but you peel off the plastic for the Kraft singles. Velveeta does have a better American cheese.
Yeah, but also
still got the plastic, that plasticky goodness.
You get 50 slices of cheese if you get like the big pack.
Yeah.
That's 50 squares of plastic.
It's so good.
There's got to be a better way.
The only other way, and you could do this with like the brick of Velveeta, is you slice the cheese slices yourself. Right? But if you want them individually sliced, you gotta have some sort of separator.
And let me be very clear.
Mm-hmm.
I would never eat these foods. Like when I have grilled cheese at home, my dad's making it on Wonder Bread and an American cheese, and I know it's going to not feel great, but it's so good. Like I do have these things. I will not make it where I'm like buying these things and having them regularly.
Okay, that's fair.
Like,
You're also an adult. How many grilled cheeses are you supposed to have on a weekly basis as an adult?
I don't know.
Unless you're eating it every day with a tomato soup. Because that combo, perfection. Let's see. Tacoma Swifty said, I don't order mac and cheese at restaurants either. I do love Beecher and Costco mac and cheese, though.
Costco mac and cheese.
They have their own brand?
I think
or is it like pre-made?
Pre-made-ish.
I don't know if I've ever... I might have to go to Costco today.
I think we've had it.
Do they sell it at, like, next to where they sell the churros?
No.
Where do you get...
No, like near the deli section, you know how there's like all the pre-made meals?
Oh, like a tub.
Or a platter.
Like a tub of mac and cheese. Oh, man, that sounds so good. I lived in an apartment building. It's like right here on Market. What's that, Carla Marie?
Scotty just goes, I'm starving.
Yeah. When I lived in the apartment building that I lived in before I moved in with Carla Marie, there was a Target that opened directly next door. And keep in mind, this is during the Panini. Not the Panini press that I want to buy, but the great Panini of 2020. I would go to the Target next door, and they have the 5 boxes of mac and cheese together, Kraft mac and cheese. I would buy that package, so 5 boxes of mac and cheese. I'd get a little thing of milk and a box of butter.
I would, like, seriously, I would literally poop my pants.
And that's what I would eat, like, almost every single day. And it was so good. I was living the life. And it cost that would last me about 2 days. And it was like, I don't know.
Your brain was rotting.
$10
Your brain
total
was rotting. This
is
why we got fired.
I would eat so much of that. I could also, by the way, this is probably why we didn't have a ton of money for like super nice things growing up. Keep in mind, my parents had 3 of me, right? There's me and my 2 younger brothers who all eat a lot. And a box of mac and cheese is a snack for me. Mm-hmm. So, which I think is why my mom had to transition from individual boxes to just dumping a whole brick of Velveeta cheese into a pot, because if she was trying to feed all of us with mac and cheese, it'd be 4 boxes minimum a day. We're monsters.
Run Like a Husky said, we have a restaurant here that makes grilled cheese sandwiches out of mac and cheese. Where are you again?
Connecticut.
I thought so.
If my memory serves me right.
But the husky is also because she has a husky, I think. Not
or
just
Yukon?
Connecticut husky.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Scotty said ramen was the snack for the same reason, Tones. Yeah.
Cup of nudes.
It's good stuff. Dip toast in mac and cheese. All these we should just have a mac and cheese cookbook. Ooh. All the different things you can do.
DJ Sin said, I've upgraded to the Goodles brand mac and cheese. A little healthier, but still has the good powder cheese. And he's from Wisconsin originally.
He knows cheese. Mm-hmm. Got them cheese curds.
Oh, see, I knew it. Cincinnati. Husky is
Cincy.
Yukon, and she has Huskies.
From New York and Connecticut. There we go. There's a lot of Husky relations there. So, Carla Marie.
Yep.
Is that it for white bread?
Yes.
Because it turned from white bread to mac and cheese.
So next on our grocery list, bar of soap.
Okay.
So this is where I will take a stand.
Okay.
And I don't care. Okay. I am adamantly against bars of soap regularly.
Okay.
The idea of them, like you're rubbing soap on your body and then you're rubbing it on the whole thing grosses me out. But we'll get to the usage of bar of soap in a second. I had to buy Dial because I couldn't find the hand pump anywhere to clean my incisions.
Okay.
So I got a 3-pack and I was like, okay, I'll use this just on my incisions. I know it'll be clean. I go in the shower the next day.
Yeah. To
use my Dial soap again.
Yeah, the orange bar.
And there were Anthony body hairs all over it. And I came in the shower. I said, did you use my bar soap? And he said, yes. Why? First of all, what were you using prior to that moment of your life when I bought the first bar of soap that's ever been in our shower?
Whatever the squeezable soap we have was.
So why not?
I thought we were transitioning.
No, we were not. So then I say, well, that is supposed to be sanitized. I'm using it to clean my incisions.
It's soap.
And he says, it's soap. It cleans itself. I said, sir, it is not.
It's the sanitizing agent. That's what it does.
Now your hairs are in my incisions.
Okay, well, I probably didn't notice that. Should have wiped them off. That's fine.
But no, wait, did you put it in your butt?
Did I put the soap
What did you do
in
with
my
it?
butt?
Did you,
No.
Do you lather it and wipe, or did you take the bar and rub it all over your body?
Yeah, take the bar.
This right here is why.
What?
Unless you buy the bar of soap and you put it in like that little like loofah pouch that you can get. I have one. It's great.
Okay.
Which I should have been doing to keep it away from you. You do not share bars of soap.
What are you talking about?
Anthony, there's not
You've never seen a bar of soap on like a dish in a...
No one will agree with you. Not a single human's going to agree with you. It cleans itself.
I mean, does it? I don't know. I don't think anything is
so
wrong with
Nolly
it.
said, now you got to throw the whole boyfriend away.
I don't understand what you're supposed to do with soap in the shower then. Just one. So you think, let's say there's a family of 5. You think everyone's supposed to have their own bar of soap?
No, use body wash.
No, okay. But let's say body wash doesn't exist.
Yes. A family of 4, we're all using our own soap.
No, and listen, I'll agree that I should have been more conscious about the fact that maybe like an arm hair or a leg hair was on there.
You do not take a shit if you're
What?
if you are sharing soap for
Okay.
some psychotic reason.
Yeah.
You do not take that bar of shared soap and rub it on your body.
So I'm supposed to lather, do this, lather.
Yes.
No, that's silly. I have a larger body than you. It's going to take so much time.
You're doing this, right? Armpits. And then what'd you do when you got to your butt?
I didn't put the soap in my butthole, if that's what you keep. I don't know why you keep thinking that's like a way that people wash
Did you not
themselves.
clean your butt then?
No, what you do around that area, because you don't want to like rub too hard
With
around the privates with like the bar. So you just take the soap that's lathered everywhere else and then you continue.
Okay.
Because I'll step out of the stream, right? And that's when I'll rub the soap all of myself and try to get all covered up. And then I go back in the stream of the shower stream.
Fred the Mailman said, am I the only person who lathers up a hand towel with the bar of soap and then washes it that way? You
I
could
don't
do
like
that.
the idea of hand towels in the shower.
I like the love scrub thing that I have. It's so good.
I do have the, there's like that silicone
Scrubber?
spongy thing. I use that
Yeah.
sometimes.
So
I don't know. So I just like, I like, raw dogging it with my hands.
So I will be opening a new thing of,
I hate the poof. I'm not a poof fan.
yeah.
Especially because
Poofs are not
if
good.
you are creeped out with body hair, the poof catches so much hair.
Yeah, and that rope never dries inside and it just breeds.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the poof. If you're a poof person, poof away. Enjoy yourself.
But a love
your
scrub,
life.
I throw it in the wash. It's just a big like net, essentially.
Yeah,
I've got 3 different things that I rotate.
I think I'm either. So there's people who say they love the poof. People who say they like the washcloth. Silicone scrubber is probably the king.
Yeah, because
Because you can also throw it in the dishwasher, clean it up a little bit, which I've done in the past. Or just use your hands. That's what they're there for.
yeah, that's fine.
Right?
But don't put soap to body.
Well, I'm gonna keep doing that most likely.
You're not touching the bars of soap.
You're not there
It's
you're not
supposed
there to
be
regulate.
a sterile environment.
What happens if I do? What happens if I do and you never know about it? And for the record, soap is sterile. Right? Like, it is sterile. That is what soap is.
It's
It
not-
cleans.
No. I bet if we got those TikTok people that swab things, those scientists to see if they're dirty, they would swab our bar soap and there'd be all kinds of things.
Hold on. This is from, where is it? Audi Swan said, my boyfriend was using my foot/heel scrubber as a body scrubber, basically sandpapering his whole body. Probably very smooth skin, though.
Like, I'd love to know how you guys discovered this was happening.
Let's see. If Carla Marie has issues with body hair in the shower, maybe she's with the wrong man. Tones is a hairy gentleman. He is.
I don't care if there's body hair in the shower. I care if it's on my bar of soap that I am using to clean my surgical incisions.
But what I'm saying is, as long as there's no hair on the bar of soap, it's fine to use for your incisions.
No.
You wipe, and you're good. That's what soap does. It like every time you wet it and scrub it, it refreshes itself.
AMS said, how did men make it to 2024?
I don't understand what the big deal with the
Between
bar of
you
soap
and the
is.
sandpaper.
I just don't understand what.
Murray in Omaha, thank you. It's definitely
Did you say
not.
Murray in Omaha?
Maria in
Oh.
Omaha. It's definitely not sterile. Why do you think surgeons have one-time use bars of soap to use
That
before?
sounds wasteful. Also, I'm not doing surgery when I'm in the shower. Neither are you. It's not an open wound. It's a healing wound. It's different. Oh, yeah. Why can't you use the body wash for incisions? Do you need like the most basic soap possible?
Yeah, it has to be antibacterial, and our body soap has a scent.
It has to be what?
Antibacterial soap.
Would you consider something, Carla Marie, that is quote unquote antibacterial sanitized?
No.
No.
It's not self-sanitizing. It
What do
doesn't
you think it
clean
does?
itself. If you put germs in it, those germs are going to harbor there.
What are you?
Can we get a doctor on?
For your brain? What are you talking about?
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding at all.
You need the soap to clean the incision, but if you put the soap all over a dirty body, it's not going to clean itself.
No, you wet it and wipe it, and now it's clean again. That's how soap works. Have I been taught soap wrong?
Oh, thank you. AMS knows everything.
Oh,
Antibacterial
because she agrees with you.
Not equals sterile.
Okay, hold on.
Also,
So Heather on Long Island said soft soap avoids the hair situation completely, but this is not even about the hair.
but also,
apparently.
this is why I don't understand that why you use that soap.
Yes,
Your body, you didn't feel like a window afterwards. Like it makes
like a window into my soul.
The dial soap all over your body.
No, it's fine. I felt very clean,
I don't even think it's body soap. It is specifically like hand soap.
which is part of your body. What are you, an
Like-
insurance company?
Like,
Oh, sorry, can't cover that. That's your pinky.
but it like makes your skin like.
I feel like that's when you're the cleanest, though.
It dries it out.
Right? Because all of like the moisturizers and stuff, that's all chemicals they're throwing on there. I just give me some soap, some good old fashioned soap.
Jess from Minnesota said to get a bottle of Hippie Cleanse. I saw some women in the boob Facebook group recommending that, but
What is that made out of?
it's a specific kind of soap that is for after surgeries, I believe. But
Run
I
like a
didn't wanna
husky
order it.
again. So this is why surgeons use a one and done soap scrubber. But what surgeons do before and after operating is not what regular Americans do in the shower. It's a different setting.
But
different
it's
set of
still-
rules.
But bacteria.
I still
Do we
think.
have an expert we can ask?
Do you know a bacteria expert?
Our friend Maggie works in ER.
Wait a second. Yeah, but I don't want we have to scrub down and blah, blah, blah before we do surgery because I'm not doing surgery and you're not doing surgery. I do have someone we can talk to. My cousin's wife, a.k.a. also my cousin-in-law, that would be. How do you,
Cousin.
right, my cousin? She is, what is it called?
A virologist?
Not a virologist, very similar though. Has like a bunch of degrees in,
I don't know who you're talking
in
about.
my cousin Paul's wife.
Oh,
That's Leah.
but she does science?
Yeah, she's literally a scientist. I'm going to talk to her between today and Thursday.
And make sure you let her know that I was using it on partially opened incisions.
Do I have her number, or do I only have Paul's number?
Wait, Scotty's talking about a document.
I don't. Damn it. Text her right now if I did. But I will have an answer from a professional. I'm not going to use Google AI to give me whatever answer it feels like making up that day. I'm going to ask a professional who has studied this for years. Is it safe to just use a bar of soap between multiple people?
No, that's not what we're arguing.
What are we even arguing then?
Oh my God. I bought the soap to clean surgical incisions. And then you rubbed it on your butt.
I didn't rub it on my butt.
That is
It did get a little cheek. I did rub a little cheek. You do like you're polishing a bowling ball on your cheeks. Do you do that? You probably don't have bowling ball cheeks like me.
So anyway, that's the argument. We should take a poll. From now on, we should take a poll in the office, and that's what goes.
Go ask him right now. I'll wait. Go. Make sure you unplug yourself.
But do you want to hear them?
You can bring him in if you want. Ask Pierre what he thinks. How many people are out there?
Hello, guys. Are you the only one here? Are you the only one in here right now? Okay, I have a question.
Is everyone here? Oh, now Pierre's in the studio. We're waiting. How many people are out there? 3 people. Okay. Huge sample size. I see. Okay. She's getting some information. Looks like she might be on her way back. Oh, what are you doing? I feel like you're taking too long to ask 3 people a pretty simple question.
Okay. 2 no's.
2 no's.
1 yes.
Okay.
But Amy said all she could think of was, Anthony, your skin's going to be so dry.
My skin is fine. Sometimes you got to dry out the skin, you know?
And also, it was Stephanie that said it was fine.
Yeah. What, is her opinion not valid?
No, I'm just saying, if you were wondering, the other 2 said.
So 2 no's and a yes. So currently we are at 4 no's and 2 yeses in this building.
Right, you lost. Don't touch myself.
This is silly. Did someone just start a poll in the chat? No. It's gonna take too long to ask the chat. We know. You're all wrong. What is that's a good question, Jen. What is the question? What are we even debating here?
Was it sanitary for you to use my incision bar of soap?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
And
the
Dana
answer is
and
yes.
Marilyn said this really all could have been avoided if CM said, hey, don't use this. But here's the thing. I made the mistake of assuming that the person that showers in the same shower that I do
Yes.
was smart enough to know that we specifically, the 2 of us went to the grocery store. We were looking
Yes.
I needed specific soap for my incisions. We have never had a bar of soap in that shower
But
in almost 4 years.
There's a part of this that you're not sharing. I wish anyone was in that supermarket when Carla Marie was buying this soap, and I'm going to tell you why. The horror in Carla Marie's eyes when she realized she had to buy a 3-pack of soap, okay? Because they didn't sell them individually
now I'm
boxed.
glad I did, because I can use a clean one.
Hold on. Don't try to derail this here. Carla Marie, I'm not exaggerating, spent close to 5 minutes going, but what do we do with the other bars of soap? I'm never going to use them. And I said, well, we could just use the soap. I don't know why this is being even talked about right now. So, well, where do we donate soap? And I said, I don't understand what your problem is with this soap. And I'm not exaggerating. This was a minutes-long conversation where Carla Marie was trying so hard to figure out what a regular human being could possibly do with more than 1 bar of soap. So what I thought I was doing,
I didn't need more.
Pause. What I was trying to do, for the record, this is why I actually did use the soap, was I said, okay, well, I know that Carla Marie's not going to use this soap a day longer than she has to. So if I start using it now, we'll get through the soap faster, therefore not wasting any soap. That's literally why I did it. Because Carla Marie, I wish someone else was there.
I'm not disagreeing with you. That did happen.
What do we do?
But you could have used the other 2 bars of soap then. Not mine.
So then we would have 2 open bars of soap and liquid soap in there. Creamy soap. What do you call that soap? Body wash. There we go.
DJ Sin said, Carla Marie, did I say I need a bar of soap for my incisions or I'd need soap?
She said she needed a bar of soap.
Or dial. Dial soap.
Yeah, dial soap or a bar of soap specifically to wash herself because of her incisions, yes.
You answer that like a politician.
It looks like 68% of the people, Carla Marie, are here with you on Carla Marie. Well, it wouldn't be Carla Marie Island if 68% of the people are there with you. I guess you could all be on an island, but whatever. Here's what I'm going to do. Between now and Thursday, I can't, for some reason, what was Dr. Fauci? What was his virologist? No, what's his,
epidemiologist.
That's what my cousin's wife is. She, studies diseases and stuff like that. So she would know.
But if you don't tell her I was using it for a partially opened incision,
Yeah, it's not partially opened.
it was. You
No.
saw it.
No, it's close.
And there's literally scabs and flake and then like blood.
Nah, it was closed. Pretty sure it's closed.
Literally, as of yesterday, I showed Amy and she was like, that one part is still open.
No, it's closed. You don't know what you're talking about. You got a little lady brain. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't understand science.
You're literally talking about a female scientist.
I know.
A BB salon might need to shut down by the health department.
All right, last on the list, P.A. Marie.
Yes.
This was really cool.
This weekend, Sunday, I was the PA announcer, so public address announcer, for the Seattle Reign. That is our NWSL team here.
Which is women's soccer.
Yes. And it was so cool. So I was like, I mean, I guess I am normally the voice that comes over those speakers, but I was like hidden.
Well, it was like during the game, though. You're actually talking about the things that are happening on the field, not providing entertainment between the things on the field. Like, you're part of the product.
Right.
That people are there to watch.
And with soccer versus American football, there is less during the game that you have to say as an announcer, right? I'm not talking about who scored, change, or actually, I would have talked about who scored, but the game was 0-0.
No one scored.
But you're talking about change of like defense, whatever, who tackled. There's none of that. I just had to talk about yellow card, red card, substitutions, or a score. And during the game, pre-game and halftime, like I had full minutes-long scripts to read, but I would have to wait for my cue at every point. It was just intense. But I had to do this thing. It's a push to talk. It was a button that you had to hit. It's a safety thing so that you don't just hit on and you go and then you accidentally say something in front of 80,000 people.
Yeah.
So you have to hold it down the whole time you're talking. I was like, man, I'm going to be sore. My forearm is so sore because it's such a hard button to push. That was the most insane thing of this job. I can't fully explain to you the amount of spring in this button that you have to hold down. I have soreness all in here. It may not have been good for this boob, but it was fun.
No, it sounded cool. And I tuned into some of the game as I was in here getting stuff ready for yesterday's show. And even as the regular TV commentators are talking over the game, which, by the way, they don't shut up.
And I see some people saying that they didn't get to see the game because it was preempted by the LPGA Tour only up until halftime.
Man,
that was another
women
thing.
Not supporting women.
It was another thing we were dealing. Like CBS is like, we need a 5-minute slide. I'm like, what's a slide? What's happening? They're like, that's basically the network says, be prepared to fill 5 minutes of entertainment in the stadium beforehand. So we were able to we had to be doing that, and then we were still preempted by like 40 minutes.
So I watched. I don't think I watched until the second half, but as the announcers, the hosts for the TV broadcast are talking, you actually can hear Carla Marie doing announcements when there's a yellow card or when there's a sub or something like that. It was pretty cool. It's a little muffled, but I was hoping that I recorded a bunch of stuff here actually, and I was hoping that the TV announcers would shut up for half a second, because in baseball sometimes they just let the game,
the ambiance
go.
But that's baseball.
But even in football, sometimes there's a little bit of silence, like before a play.
Yes,
but
soccer, it's nonstop.
Keeps going.
It's crazy.
Keeps going. And I get it, the action is nonstop as well, but like, breathe, guys. Relax.
Yeah, but I was trying to think about what comparatively, right? Like, do I like that better or being on the field better? And it's a different sport than I'm used to, but
you've been on the field for the same team and in the announcer, right? You've done both.
Yes, and I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it was cool to just be in the booth and have something to read, not care what I look like.
Yeah.
Boom. But I think being on the field, literally in the action, is probably the most fun.
And neither one has to be better or worse than the other. They can both just be.
Two completely different jobs. Yeah. So.
What paper was just handed to you, Carla Marie?
So it looks like a Google search that was printed out for us from our friends at this office. And it is the AI overview, which I also TBD on that. But the Google search looks like it was, is it sanitary to share a bar of soap? Sharing a bar of soap can be mostly safe, but it can increase the risk of spreading germs and bacteria.
Like what?
The CDC recommends not sharing personal items like soap bars because of methicillin-resistant staphylococcus, MRSA.
Okay.
I have a friend who has that.
Okay. Well, don't share a bar of soap with them. I don't have it.
As antibiotic-resistant staph infection. However, some say that bar soap is just as safe as liquid soap. So what's the...
So this is why you can't trust the internet.
Bars of soap can be vulnerable to germs because it sits out in the open. However, soap molecules bind to germs and natural oils.
That's the whole thing. Right? Like, as long as you take the soap and you give it a quick rinse, right? Doesn't everyone wets soap before a bar of soap? Everyone wets it before you use it, right? You lather it up a little bit. As long as you do that, I think you're fine.
And not rub it on your... Is he eating something?
I don't believe so, no. Pierre's in the studio, so that's who she's asking about.
Oh, he wants the stuffed animal.
You cannot get that stuffed animal, sir. All right. It is time for us to get out of here. Carla Marie, any last words?
We'll be doing Thursday show from New Jersey.
Yep.
And then Friday, I'm giving the commencement speech at my high school graduation, where it's now supposed to be 95 degrees and pouring rain. So
at the same time?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It might be moved indoors, and then I get limited tickets.
Guess I can't make it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for hanging out with us. We appreciate your time. Don't forget, there is a new episode of the Morning Show podcast available wherever you get your shows. And until Thursday, later.